You might wonder why it is important to reduce stress on cattle. Well, stress reduces productivity and lowers immune function. It also reduces weight gain. To know how to reduce stress, we should first understand cattle behavior, what it feels, sees, and it reacts to its surrounding. Cattle have their eyes on the side of their head, giving them a very wide angle of vision. They are prey species animals, hence they are always alert. Any small disturbance in the facility can stress cattle and make them uncooperative. Common disturbances to cattle are bright light, shiny reflections, high contrast colors, metal clanging, high-pitched noises, sudden movement, and obstacles on the ground. After making sure all distractions are removed, we should go in and out of the cattle's flight zone to move the cattle. The flight zone is the circle around the cattle shown in the illustration taken from the Canadian Centre for Health and Safety in Agriculture. The point of balance is its shoulder. If you stand straight across from its shoulder, it's likely that the animal won't move. In fact, if you are anywhere outside his flight zone boundary, it won't move. The flight zone boundary and the point of balance of an animal are crucial. By moving in and out of that boundary, we can start the animal or we can stop him. It all resolves around that point of balance. It's always key to remember that the animal has a blind spot. If you move into the animal's blind spot, the animal will stop and he can't see us. He may be confused or even feel endangered. An animal that senses danger might kick into his blind spot, so it's best to avoid walking into that area. In addition to moving in and out of the flight zone, some hand gestures may be helpful in moving the cows the wanted direction. When moving a herd of cattle forward, start at the back of your desired direction. From your starting point, cross the back of the herd in a zigzag motion. By repeating the zigzag pattern, handler movement makes the whole herd move forward. Stopping slightly past the point of balance causes the herd to become narrow. As the herd becomes narrower, the zigzag pattern becomes condensed. Crossing the point of balance makes the herd feel calm and relaxed. Sudden movements startle the cattle. Cattle tend to move in circles, so it's best to design handling facilities and systems to accommodate that tendency. This illustration shows that the cattle movement from the collection alley into a holding pen, then into a crowding pen, a single file working chute, and finally into the sorting pen, always moving in that circular motion. To move cattle forward through a squeeze chute, cross the animal's point of balance to repeat, return leaving the flight zone. The cattle move forward whenever the handler crosses the point of balance. It's really important to handle small groups of cattle at a time. A plunge dip is a construction that allows livestock to be completely immersed in a liquid that contains a parasiticide. We are dipping livestock to control ticks, flies, mice, lice, and other parasites. This video shows how cattle used to pass through the dip stressed and mistreated. The cattle used to be poked to make them move forward, and because of the bad design of the system, some of the cows may drown. Nowadays, most of the farms in the US have Dr. Temple Grandin plunge dip design, which makes it easier on the cattle and on the workers. It is a stress-free environment for the cattle. Dr. Temple Grandin is autistic. She used her autism to help her understand more livestock and animal. Her autism didn't stop her to become a professor of animal science at Colorado State University and a best-selling author.
Handlers walk slowly clockwise outside the chute. Then the cow will walk counterclockwise through the chute. See? They'll just follow that curve. The cattle just keep calmly walking, thinking they're going in circles, following their buddies. And they're happy to follow a curve because they think they're going back to where they came from. They're okay because it's grooved and they know they won't slip. So when they take the next step, their center of gravity makes them drop calmly into the dip and they just walk through the water.
Knowing all the above, here are some of the experiments and footages taken from the different farms we visited. Having the camera set at the same level as the cattle, eye level, we can see what she can see. We notice there is a red rope on the fence. In addition, when moving forward, the cattle can't see inside clearly. It is dark for the cattle. Having darkness at the end of the line is referred to as the black hole effect. With the black hole effect, the cattle will be afraid to go in and will hold the others too. We can notice that the light is at the end of the line, which is good for the cattle. They will think they are going out of the facility. We see that the end of the line has light. However, the floor is wet and it's slippery for the cattle, which is a source of stress. Another experiment we did was to move the cow in the direction we wanted. Here are some of the trials. Most worked, and the ones that didn't work were because we weren't in her flight zone or she wasn't looking at us. She was distracted. Going in the opposite direction of the cow makes her move forward. Here is how one of the workers at Libanais moved the cow. Notice his right foot. All his movements made the cow stress. By creating a manageable herd, you will make your farming cost-effective, efficient, and safe. However, all these designs may not be needed in small farms, where there is not a big number of cattle, not enough space, and not enough labor. The design of a farm for handling cattle should be economically feasible before implementing it. Thank you.